I'm Professor Daniel O'Leary. I'll be the instructor for English 270, an Introduction to Canadian Literature. Just to give you a sense of what the course will deal with, we begin with readings from the early period in Canadian literature. We will look at poetry and fiction and autobiographical writing from the earliest colonial period. We'll look also at exploration literature and other genres of writing that introduce students to the historical backgrounds of what would become Canadian literature. In the second phase of the course, we begin looking at literary writing in Canada, the development of a Canadian canon, and the beginnings of a Canadian contribution to world literature in authors like Archibald Lampman, Jessie Georgina Syme, E. Pauline Johnson, and several others. Concepts that we will look at in the course include the development of Canadian nationalism, regional forces in Canadian writing, or what is known in Canada as regionalism, the fact that much writing in Canada deals with local conditions in parts of the country that are far-flung and scattered and very often rural, including writing from Atlantic Canada or the Maritimes, from the Northwest, from the West Coast, and from Quebec and Ontario. We will also look at influences on Canadian literature that are transatlantic and transnational, or that are involved in literary movements outside of the country. And so a reading of modernist writers, postmodernist writers, avant-garde writers will also be included in later stages in the course, as well as a discussion of Victorian literature in the context of early Canadian writing. The assignments for the course are limited, but should give you plenty of room to engage with the readings. You will be asked to do weekly responses to your readings and to think about a term project in which you take up a major theme in an author who has captured your imagination. This can come from the earlier readings in the course or from some of the later writing. The textbooks in the course include an anthology of early Canadian poetry and several longer works, including a long poem sequence by Margaret Atwood, The Journals of Susanna Moodie, and a long poem sequence by Michael Ondaatje called The Collected Works of Billy the Kid. There's some discussion about both of these works, whether they are in fact poetic novels or novels with poetry in them, and we will certainly consider that in our reading. The last text in the course is very contemporary, Madeleine Ten's Simple Recipes, an award-winning collection of short fiction, in which Madeleine Ten considers the place of Canadians who are new to the country and who may at times feel marginal or incompletely integrated into Canadian society. This certainly is a preoccupation of much Canadian criticism. Other issues that will arise are Canadian post-colonial criticism and writing, and gender in Canadian writing, the development of women's writing in Canada, and the activist writing of Canadian women early in the Canadian tradition. So I look forward to hearing from you, to looking at your work, and I'm sure that you will find the course enriching and interesting.